A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel. In this channeling session, I would be talking about the divine masculine and the divine feminine and their dance around toxicity and understanding toxicity. Which means that after the separation, he sorts of realizes that there is something called toxic femininity also. And he learns it via the karmic, because the karmic is a very toxic personality and he does not get to know it immediately, but obvious. That's the reason why in the twin flame journey, this time of separation is very much important and required. It is said that if you observe a person, like if you have lots of cameras around and if you leave a person, like how it happens in the big brother's house or big boss's house, that a person is in between a lot of cameras and they are in an environment where there's no television, no communication, nothing at all. That's when you can basically take 3.5, 4 months. Minimum is 4 months, but the shows go on for 3.5 months only. 4 months is the time when a person will show their real truth if there's no other distraction around and nothing to fall back on, But people like narcissistic, those who have narcissistic disorder, they need more time to reveal their true colors, and they will not reveal their true colors unless they are given a complete, total opportunity to do so. There are cases where people don't get to know about this toxic feminine trait, or simply put toxicity, because I'll make you understand how the masculine finds out about toxic femininity. He also finds out because the feminine on the other side is doing inner work. Her inner work connects her to the source. Connection with the source gives her immense amount of faith, power. She starts believing in herself, and she knows by then that universe is on her side and universe is definitely going to help her out. And obviously there has to be a mission work also, which she is busy into. Otherwise, what are you going to do? Just sit and wait the whole day? You need to put your mind, you need to put yourself into some activity, something that comes naturally to you, which is a part of real you. So basically, the divine masculine in this channeling session finds out about the difference between divine feminine and a toxic feminine. So divine femininity and toxic femininity, that's what he's going to find out as per this channeling session. And I'll explain the whole energy, how is the energy changing, how is this, so you need to understand how this works so that you can make it possible in your life too. Because if you're going to spend your life with a DM later on, or even if you don't spend your life with him but you love him, love is something, if it's true love, it just happens. You don't have any control on it. It's not like you decide that, I'm going to fall in love with a person like this or a person like that, or I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that. No, it just happens. But this also applies for fake love. Because in fake love also, the symptoms look very similar. Just like we have false twin relationships. Real twin and false twin are so similar in many ways that for some people it's really hard to believe that I am not in a twin flame relationship, though I am in a twin flame journey. Because anybody who has encountered false twin is definitely going to meet the real twin. And then with the real twin they will be doing more work, but they will easily be able to establish that that person was a false and this is real. Why? Because of the growth and progress. The false twin is more like it is there to heal other aspects of your life, especially related to self-love, because they torture a person so much and they put themselves so high in the sense they are in the highest pedestal and they are psychos. So, like if a person has narcissistic personality disorder and they are also a sociopath, also a psychopath, then there is no way on earth that they can be cured or they can be healed. But why do they meet the divine feminine or the divine masculine? In both cases, they will meet the false twin. They meet them so that they contribute in some way. And this is also because they have done so many bad deeds that there has to be one person who will meet them and they will destroy them completely. In the sense, the feminines, when they heal, they can actually destroy the false twin, and the false twin will be scared of the divine feminine or the divine masculine, vice versa, whenever it happens. False twins, nightmare is DM and DF. Okay? And I'll also tell you a very nice channeling that came to me couple of years ago, but I did not know what to do with it at that time. And it was basically a vision that I had. It was a very interesting vision. When I was in the first twin relationship, I used to have a lot of visions and lots of dreams, which were not like dreams, but they were really something else. Same thing happened when my guru, my master, passed over from his body. I had many visions, and every time I would get out of the vision, I would be really shocked, because the things I saw in the vision, I don't think it's like it makes any sense. It's completely out of the body, out of the world experience. So I saw this vision of a divine masculine who was in hell, who was in the dark hell realms, but he was a completely healed, a very powerful divine masculine who was completely in love with his divine feminine, and they were both together. And maybe, I don't know, I was shown this vision when I was in the first twin journey. Maybe I was asking my source and universe that what type of a person can be a divine masculine, a real divine masculine, a real twin flame. And I don't want to know if he's unhealed or wounded and this and that. I just want to know what is his real trait gonna be. So I really want to share it in this particular channeling, but I want you guys to come back for this. So I will continue this in part 2. Remember it, note it down that in part 2 I will be sharing this. This vision. It's a very interesting vision. But before that, let me complete this part 1 first, and then I'll come to part 2. My friends, I want to share with you that for personal readings, guidance on dream interpretation, for counseling and therapies which really help improve your energy, and most importantly, transmutation of energy from fear-based energy to love-based energy. A lot of you are feeling very angry with the whole journey, with the divine masculine, with what all has happened to you. It's time to transmutate into love, so that at least you are at peace first. And you should know, whether you study law of attraction, whether you study the twin flame ascension, or whatever way you are figuring things out, you must know one thing, which is the base of everything, that you need to first change your feelings. You need to find a way to change your feelings, right? If you don't feel good about something, how will you have it, or how will it get recreated or created in your 3D reality? It can't be, right? So you need to release that blocked energy, that stuck up energy, that energy which is not finding a release. It's going to make you very powerful when you release it. Because some of the divine feminines have been also used to not release their feelings, used to put up a strong face, used to put up a pleasing face. I would like to say that for all of these wonderful therapies, please go through the description box first for readings or therapies, and once you are sure, then you can write to me. I do get a lot of mails which ask me how to get the reading, and I don't know why I say it in every channeling, like I try to. There are many channelings where I may have missed this message, but I say in every channeling, please go through the description box, and it has all the details, all possible details that you need to know, and then you can accordingly, when you resonate with the reading or when you resonate with the therapy, you can write to me to get whichever you feel you should get. You can write to me at TheSunamoon@gmail.com. Also, I want to say that when it comes to twin flame readings, tarot and intuitive domain, I don't want to know anything about your journey, because if I will know so many things about your journey, how am I going to do a proper reading? So you don't need to tell me anything. We will come up with those answers, and then later on you can tell me. It's not like I just answer the questions and I say goodbye. You can share other things with me also, because when we do the reading, automatically a lot of things will be told to you, and then you can also tell me if I'm right or wrong, So When it comes to therapies, then of course we need to dig into your past, because we have to find out all the places where your trauma bonds are, where your stuck up energy is, where your pain body is, and we need to heal it, we need to release it, we need to put a balm on your wounds. So then, of course, I will ask you many questions, and you'll be sending me a lot of assignments, you'll be answering a lot of questions, you'll also be watching a lot of movies, you would be doing a lot of movie reviews. These kind of sessions and therapies are not only based on techniques, tools and techniques, but I also try to use biomimetic mimicry. Biomimetic mimicry, you can search and find out what it does. Nevertheless, coming back to this channeling session, what has happened with him is that since he's the matrix twin flame, he's supposed to learn things through practical experience. And not that you don't have practical experience. You will have practical experience too, but it would be related to your mission work, or it could be related to your inner work. Even in inner work, every day we learn so many things. When you're in the ascension journey, I learn something every day. Not even a single day has gone by in my life where I have not learned something. That's how ascension lifestyle is. And there are so many days that I get really shocked and surprised because of the epiphanies, and I had not imagined that this thing also I can learn. Because you always want to believe that you have learned this and you have learned that, but that is really not the right way to go about it. You learn every single day as long as you're alive here. So this man, okay, again, it can be a man, it can be a woman, right? But it is the divine masculine energy. So this divine masculine energy starts spending time with the karmic. Now, why do I talk about femininity here is because feminine energy is also something that needs to be healed. So she heals the feminine energy by bringing out the masculine energy in her, a fearless, bold version of her, a version of her that even she knew it existed before the twin flame journey, like all the dark night of the soul happened. In many cases, the divine feminines also get stopped from doing their mission work, and also get stopped from living a very bold, confident life because of the people around her, because of the people who live with her. Those people are full of fears. They obviously don't have the same energy as she has, okay? She obviously has a different energy, a better energy, and I'm not trying to make her look superior or inferior. It's just that she has a more spiritually evolved energy, otherwise she won't be here to do all this work, right? But we don't take credit for anything. We are not the doers. Doer is source. So whatever her situation is, she is born in a place, or she's born in a situation where most people around her are full of fears. They will have diseases, they will have addictions, they will have mental disorders, but they will have a very nice socially pleasing personality. Like, she would be living with people who would be very nice to everyone around, but not good towards their own people. Or very less, you will see they are more responsible, they'll greet everyone morning to evening. Most narcissistic people have so many friends. They always have a lot of friends. They always have a very hustling, bustling social life. They'll go to a lot of parties, they'll be invited for a lot of events. Because people always want such people around, who's gonna come and crack a nice joke or laugh, or always be like very this prim and proper, very perfect, very presentable, right? Now, it's not wrong to be presentable. I'm not saying that all narcissistic people are bad. You can learn a lot from narcissistic people also. Narcissistic people also teach you something. They obviously help you become a person who has more self-love in them, okay? But you, as a person in the ascension journey, you have to basically go through all aspects of life. And most important aspect is femininity and masculinity, because the combination of femininity and masculinity creates a singular energy. That's how even a child is born. You take the sperm from the man and you take the egg from the woman, you combine it and a child is born, So this masculine has a lot of misunderstandings in regards to the feminine. Masculine thinks that feminine did the masculine wrong. DM thinks that feminine DF is a villain, a really bad person who used the DM in some way or the other. Now, if you ask the feminine would be like, how is it possible? I was used, or he was used, or I was used. Probably I was the one who got used. But if you look at both of them individually feel that they were ill-treated by the other person. That's the reason why masculine sometimes also goes silent, because he doesn't want to continue, he doesn't want to have both his feet in separate boats. He wants to be in commitment, that is for sure. He wants to be in a committed relationship, or he wants to be committed to somebody, something. If the masculine is absolutely sure that they don't want to deal with another person, they don't want to get into a relationship per se, then they will like to involve themselves into some kind of activity, maybe work, maybe something, they like or they assume they like. They have to do all of that so that they understand. So in some cases, it is the divine masculine's mother which is creating the feminine space in his life. It could be mother, or it could be some other feminine figure in his life, his or her. Again, I'm not going to, just understand it now. From now onwards, all of you, let's all be on the same page. When I say divine masculine, it can be a man, it can be a woman. When I say divine feminine, it can be a man, it can be a woman. I have to say he or she just for the sake of, having a clear communication. That's all. So the masculine has a presence of feminine energy around him, which is not of divine feminine, of course. But the DM feels that this particular feminine is the right type of feminine, the idealistic version of feminine energy. Okay? So this is the reason why separation is very, very important, because in separation, the masculine will get a lot of time to observe the feminine energy in his or her life. Alright? They will have a very close look. And especially this, if all of this is happening for anyone in a pandemic situation, it's a really good time for ascension people, because people who are in ascension, they any which way live a different life, they any which way don't have so much dependence with the society around or the world around, so they are definitely going to enjoy the lockdown or be it anything. And let me tell you one more thing, those who are on ascension will not have a problem of money also. Not as such. See, if you're already going through financial crisis since a long time, you have not healed your root chakra, you're still living a freeloader's life, or you're still in a codependent situation, like even though you are not having healthy relationship with the people who live around you, you are still living with them because you feel that they are giving something to you in return. They are maybe taking care of some of your needs, so you want to be with them. And in exchange, you're helping out with, say, money, or you're helping out with some kind of a household chores, some kind of a situation, maybe it's business, it's a job. And trust me, this happens to a lot of people. And many divine feminines think that they have healed this aspect of them because they have all the materialistic things around them. It doesn't matter whether you're rich or poor. You could be a very rich person, like coming from a very rich family, but you could still be living a freeloader's life, because none of the things that you have has come from your own hard-earned money directly. If it is other people's money, other people's house, other people's car, other people's whatever, materialistic things, it can be a mother, father, doesn't matter. Divine masculine and divine feminine are supposed to be completely independent on their own. That much faith they need to have in the universe, that the universe will take care of me. If they don't have that much faith in the universe, sorry to say, but the root chakra will never really get healed, even if they have millions of dollars with them. Because those millions of dollars are coming from someone else. It's not your own money, and you don't even have that much confidence yet that I can make my own money and I can buy whatever I want to, depending on what I need. So this is also one sign that there is some kind of toxicity in the feminine. Now this toxicity can be a victimized toxicity, or this toxicity can be a forced one, or it could be a manipulated one. So divine feminine, when she starts healing herself, she has to heal the financial aspect of her life as well, as much as she needs to heal the dependency factor. Okay, so the masculine, today only I shared one quote in this community section. I don't know how many of you saw it, but it wrote, "Don't be a woman who needs a man. Be a woman that a man needs." So you need to become that woman that your masculine would want to be with. He would have faith in her. He would be like, as long as she's with me, I am safe, or I'm gonna do anything. I can achieve anything as much as till the time my beloved, my lover, my divine feminine is next to me. I can do anything. I can achieve anything. That much faith he needs to have on the divine feminine. And the divine feminine needs to have this ultimate faith in the source. Okay? So how does he find this out? He starts observing the mother or the sister figure or the friend figure or the karmic, the person he's dating. And then he's also going to understand how she easily manipulated and befriended his whole family. If it's a karmic, how she managed to do that. He will see all those things very clearly, the way she talks, the way she acts. And then, my friends, he will also see that there is a lot of similarity in the toxic feminines in his life and the karmic. Like the karmic could be very materialistic, and so are the people around him. And I have defined materialistic and spiritual way of money making to many of you, but I'll repeat it again here today. That when you are a materialistic person, it's all about body and body related things. When you're a spiritual person, your needs are more around the soul. And obviously, when you understand the difference between soul and body, you will also be able to understand that there are so many things that you don't need to do on your own. You need to let divine do it, and you need to let them only do it. You are just a machine, you are just a device in between, right? If they want something to happen through you, through your own hands, then you won't even get to know how and when that will happen. That's the inspired action or the spontaneous action. It will just happen on its own. So he notices that all of this talking badly about others, having two different faces, one face for the world, for the society, and one face for your private time. Like in front of the world, you always put up a very happy face. You always put up a very excited face or a very fulfilled face, or like, you are the queen of the world or the king of the world. But in real life, you feel like a beggar. You're constantly scaring people around you. You're constantly putting fears in everybody's minds. You're constantly picking up negative things about others, making fun of them, talking badly about them. But the moment those people step in front of you, you are so nice to them. So these two separate faces, like for the feminine, she has already seen the separate faces of everyone, right? If you're far in the journey, or if you're in the final stages of the journey, then a lot of you would feel this, and a lot of you also write to me about this, that you don't connect with other people anymore, especially those who were in your close circle. These were also the people who were giving you a lot of negative database, negative energy. And again, when I say you're not superior or they're not inferior, it's just that their destiny is such. You'll actually feel pity on them as you heal. And if you feel pity for someone, you'll not feel sympathetic, but you'll feel like, okay, they are suffering. But you'll also create a healthy boundary so that they don't come and start pulling you down how they used to. And you'll also understand that a lot of your failure was happening because you were listening to them constantly. Or if you'll do something nice, they would come and tell you, oh, this is not happening, this can't be worked out, this is impossible. Now, when the divine masculine, how does this have a reflection on the divine masculine is very interesting. Because both of them have basically the same DNA structure, the same, a lot of people also say that they are two halves of the same soul, something like that. So if they are two half of the same soul, they are basically the same, people. So when one person goes through the energy shift, the other person is bound to follow. So in her reality, she shifts from codependency, from bifurcating fake personality and real personality, from also bifurcating that somebody is a poor, wretched person or very insecure person, and that's why they are acting like this. But not depending on them, because you can't depend on them for emotional support or mental support or love. Please understand that. People who need your support, you cannot depend on them for support. So Divine Feminine has to completely cut down her codependency issues. She needs to walk away from all of this, and she needs to have that much faith in her that she can build her life on her own. And trust me, when you also do a mental separation, very soon you will see a physical separation too. You will see that if you have mentally separated from a certain situation, place, people, person, whatever, automatically after a while, that freedom, that level of financial freedom, or that level of emotional freedom, that level of physical freedom, like you would think that there are certain things that you cannot do with your own hands, with your own two hands. But once you start working on ascension, if you're depending on your mother or your father or your brother or your sister or any XYZ friend for certain things, you'll realize that you don't need them anymore. You can do everything on your own. You can literally pull off everything on your own. So when you shift from this energy, which is the base energy, the root chakra energy, which is the security energy, your root chakra gives you security, basic security to live, basic security to exist, to know that you exist. Universe will take care of me. I am here as a soul, and universe will take care of me. When you think like that, on the other side, things begin to shift. So he also starts seeing that he has been very, very codependent on all these types of feminine energy to feel good about himself. Alright? And he will also see the things that they are doing which are completely different from the Divine Feminine. Like, Divine Feminine is a genuine person, and the karmic or other third party energies are not at all genuine. They are fake. And they are insecure. They are so insecure that out of their insecurity they have to lie, they have to manipulate, they have to do all this politics within a small family. Even if it's a family of 10, 12 people or 20, 30 people, all in total, there's so much politics that's happening. He will see all of that, and then he will be very put off by it. But he'll also feel guilty for some time because he has unknowingly ill-treated or humiliated the Divine Feminine, and he knows that the type of things she's doing in life, she's not gonna, take my phone calls or my message that easily. Now that is something that he feels that she will not. And I don't know why, but I have to say this to you right now so that I burst your bubble, that once you truly ascend, once you have healed your chakras, especially your sacral chakra, you'll not be in the mood to meet him, but not like in an angry way or in a revengeful way, but it would be more like you want to meet the improved version of him, the higher version of him, the better version of him than what you knew. And for that, you would want to hear certain things from him, see certain things from him, certain actions, certain words. And you know by now that what is fake and genuine. The difference between fake and genuine people, you would know by then. So you would know that he's not faking it this time. You would know it. Okay? But he's not going to be your number one priority. That is also very important. And he will be okay with that. Earlier, because he was so egotistical, he thought that he should only be the number one priority. Always, 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 always. And when he got a hint or a, like a fragrance or a smell, whatever he wants to call it, that, okay, I might not be eventually be her number one priority, he got very insecure with that, and it hurt his ego. Now he will see these ego games much more clearly, like how much ego he has, how much ego you should not have, too much ego. Ego any which way is bad, so there's no concept of too much or less ego. But he has a huge ego, he will see that too, because that ego will be shown to him by karmics. And the biggest problem will be when the karmic will trouble him and he'll go to help to his family members. They will freak out and they'll not help him. They might not even believe him. Or they might just say that, look, it's okay. It's just you need to fix your relationship. Or what she's doing is absolutely fine. And he would say, no, I think it's absolutely immoral. It could be something she does in the business. It could be something she does otherwise. And he would tell his parents or whosoever, all the adults that he's been listening to, that look, what she's done, what she's doing, it's immoral, it's inhuman, it's a bad practice, it's wrong. And she's been faking it all the way. And they would be like, oh, it's absolutely fine, everyone does it, this is how world is, this is how people are, oh, don't worry, she's doing fine. So this is where he'll start feeling this pain, that this is not good, this is not real, and what I've done is wrong. So there is a comparison that he will make. Another thing that has been channeled is that in some cases it's the divine, is the karmic, because he thought that divine feminine, would not be a loyal person or a loving person or a nurturing energy in his life. So he opts for the karmic, for example. But then he finds out that the karmic has cheated on him with his best friend. So who does he lose? His best friend also. Because how can you believe or how can you trust such a best friend? So he realizes that this best friend, so-called best friend that I've been hanging out with, who has been putting all sort of, we call it gobar in Hindi, in English it's cow dung, all type of gobar in my head, he thinks. For all these years, as long as I've known this person, this so-called best friend of mine, as long as I've known this person, he is so toxic. So he will see all the toxicity in him because he is just doing the mirroring for the divine feminine. The divine feminine also ascends when she understands toxicity very well. She understands this is toxic, I don't need it. Okay, that is toxic, boundary. That one is not toxic, no boundary. That one is unconditional love, this is conditional love. That's on a disorder, mental disorder, this is like fine. This one can be a friend, can be involved in some work, can be involved in some assignment. I can hire that person, I can get that person to do this. She will understand who fits where. So he will also start understanding the same thing in his matrix reality. So this is where I'm going to pause, because in the next part I'm going to give certain signs that you see in a person and you know that this is a sign of toxicity. And these are also the signs that the divine feminines have figured out. And in his world, he will see those signs. Like he would probably go through a lot of gaslighting. And then he will realize that, okay, he has also done a lot of gaslighting to the feminine. Okay, that was gaslighting. That was not good. What I did was not good. This is how he's going to learn, by the way. Or he'll see that his mother is constantly gaslighting him. Why now? Why wasn't the mother doing it earlier? Why he was the favorite of the mother? Why not now? Because now the control has shifted. He is no longer in the control of the mother. So when he is not in the control of the mother, obviously, and all of this also heals with opposite polarity. Like when the divine feminine starts to heal the masculine energy in her life, like father, she tries to heal the father energy in her life, and she will help the masculine heal the feminine energy in his life. This is how this whole dance works. And I'll also share the vision of the divine masculine in a place which is like hell, or it is hell, but you see it everywhere. So a lot of people don't know if it's hell or not.
And people, if you resonate with the channelings, then do let other people know, because there are lots of people in this journey who have been feeling very lonely and left out, and as if they are the only ones who are having this experience. Through your comments, you can give support to other people also. And yes, you can also show support and love to this content by clicking on the super thanks button that YouTube has recently introduced for all the content creators and the people who love to listen to daily content or regular content.
So I'll catch you soon. One love and peace out.